Every country says its money is safe. Every government claims our system will last forever. But history proves, again and again, that's not true. From Rome to France, from the Confederacy to modern Lebanon, people have lived through the same nightmare. One morning they woke up, and their money was worthless. Their wages meant nothing. Their savings had evaporated. And the worst part? They all believed it could never happen. The truth is, collapses are not the exception. They are the rule. But the real question isn't, will the system collapse? It's, what will you do when it does? We often trust money, banks, and governments as if they were unchanging. But money is not rock. Money is only one thing, trust. And trust can vanish overnight. History is ruthless, but it teaches. Every collapse leaves traces. And if you look closely, you'll see the same pattern. The survivors were never the ones who believed the most, but the ones who started doubting first. Take the Byzantine Empire, for example. The eastern half of Rome that survived 1,000 years longer. At the center of its economy was a gold coin, the solidus. For centuries, everyone trusted it. Merchants from Europe to Asia accepted it without hesitation. It was, in a sense, the world's first reserve currency. But what happened? Centuries later, Byzantium made the same mistake as Rome. They began to stretch the gold, mixing in cheaper metals. At first, no one noticed, but slowly trust cracked, and the once stable economy collapsed. Who survived? Not the state, but the merchants who held real gold, the families who owned land, those who possessed real value. Because governments always make the same mistake. They debase their money. And the moment they do, real value runs for cover. But sometimes collapse doesn't come from bad policy. It comes from shocks no one expects. Take the Black Death, for instance. It began in 1347, and within 4 years half of Europe was gone. Cities emptied, villages disappeared, trade came to a halt. Yet for the survivors, a new world began. Suddenly labor was precious. Land was abundant, but people were scarce. Those who lived could demand higher wages, buy land, rise in status. The crisis redistributed wealth. Sound familiar? During COVID, the same pattern appeared. Supply chains broke, governments printed trillions, and those with liquidity seized the opportunity. Housing prices and stocks soared. Wages did not. Pandemics always do the same thing. They make the rich richer and the poor weaker. A similar story unfolded in Renaissance Florence. In the 1340s, the city was Europe's financial hub, but its banks lent too much to kings. When the King of England defaulted, the banks collapsed. And for the first time, citizens saw that too big to fail was a myth. That story never changes. Florence, Lehman Brothers, the banks of Lebanon. The names change, but the outcome is the same. Institutions exist to make profit, not to save you. When crisis hits, they save themselves, not you. History is full of examples. During the American Civil War, money collapsed. In the French Revolution, the paper assignat became worthless. In 1997, the Asian financial crisis threw millions into poverty. Always the same pattern. Paper money fails. Debt enslaves. And the survivors are not those who blindly trust, but those who recognize fragility early. And perhaps the most chilling example is recent. Lebanon, 2019. One morning, people woke up, and their accounts were frozen. No one could withdraw money. The Lebanese pound lost more than 90% of its value within months. A lifetime of savings turned into pocket change. That day, everyone learned a bitter truth. The money in your bank isn't really yours. You've lent it to the bank, and it can choose not to return it. Who survived? Those who moved their money abroad in time, who held gold or property or kept some cash at home. Everyone else was trapped. All these examples tell the same truth. No system lasts forever. Collapses aren't exceptions. They're part of the cycle, but that's not destiny. History is also the story of those who managed to protect themselves. Sometimes it's gold, sometimes land, sometimes a skill. The baker's bread, the farmer's harvest, the craftsman's hands. Even when money loses its meaning, production never does. People always need something: food, shelter, work. And those who can provide those needs endure. So it's not just about preserving your wealth. It's about recognizing real value, real skills, real production, real awareness, because every crisis shifts something, from the trusting to the prepared, from paper to the real. History shows it again and again. In the end, everything falls. But will you fall with it? That's the real question.